Hey everyone. So, one thing that gets me really angry is people blaming video games on real life violence. Now, of course, everyone's heard of this before, and example of it happened last year where there was this kid who, basically shot up a school, terrible stuff, and the news, the media basically wanted to just blame video games, and they had a video where, he had like a YouTube video when he was 8 years old, and he was holding up like GTA and stuff like that, and they tried to just blame violent video games on this, and I think they really need to just look at what the actual problem is, and it's that this kid was messed up. He had like, I guess, mental issues or something, but you really shouldn't blame it on video games. So for one thing, I mean, these games are rated M anyway, so he shouldn't have been playing them anyway. I mean, not that it would have caused anything, but I'm just saying, if the parents want to blame video games, they should also blame themselves because they bought their child an M-rated video game, which they're not supposed to be playing. And I think it's just everyone just wants to escape responsibility. They want to put the blame on someone else, and it's a really big problem. People just want to turn and blame something else for something they did. And in this case, the parents apparently actually encouraged him. They gave him the gun. There's evidence that they encouraged this kid to do this. Now, I know this happened like a while back, but I just kind of thought about talking about it because I was just thinking about violence in video games and how everyone blames them. And we've also seen this in the past multiple times. Like, for example, they blamed metal music for violence, and it's just whatever they can pin the blame on, they will do it. Like, it used to be metal music, and then when violent video games started to become big, they started blaming video games, and you would think that by now they would realize that video games do not cause violence. There's been multiple scientific studies and everything about video games not causing violence, yet they still want to point the blame at video games because they want to have something to point the blame at instead of actually focusing on the problem and trying to fix it. But I really don't think I don't think video games causes violence at all. I mean, if anything, it's the opposite, at least for me. Now, imagine you're at work and you've had a hard day, some idiot customer yells at you or something like that, and you're just really angry. So you come home, you put in Doom Eternal, and you just like rip apart some demons, and it helps you just kind of get rid of that, the anger, I guess, that you've had all day. At least to me anyway, for normal people. Now, for people who are mentally ill, I guess I don't know, I guess it would do something to them, but the thing is, you cannot blame video games for it because there's other things, there's movies, there's books even, that you could argue that same thing, and it just doesn't add up because there's millions of people who play these games, millions of people who play it at that age. Like, there's a lot of people that like grew up with GTA. It's like as weird as that is, a lot of people grew up with it. And you're telling me millions of people play this game and they're fine, yet this one mentally ill person plays it and then goes out and kills people, and you're gonna tell me that it's the video game's fault and that everyone who plays these games are violent. It just doesn't add up. The media really causes a lot of trouble with this stuff. They just need to look at the problem. They need to look at the parents, need to look at themselves and realize that it is their fault, or maybe it's not their fault. It could be. Usually it's their fault, though. Either that or the child is just mentally ill and messed up. It's, you can't just point the blame at someone who, like, in this case, a video game company. You can't just point the blame at them for just making a source of entertainment for people. And it really just annoys me. So that's just something I wanted to talk about. So I'll see you in the next video.